Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Nikki. Today's video is going to be an empties video since we are at the end of September and I am trying to do monthly empties for you guys. And I have 11 candles that I got through this month. 2 of them I guess I didn't actually burn all the way through, but I burned as far as I'm going to burn in them, and I will tell you about that. But the other 9 are burnt all the way through, and I've also got hand soaps and a little bit of body care. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first candle that I finished this month was Banana Walnut Muffin, and this one I actually forgot to put in the September project pan because it was actually burning at the time that I was filming, but I loved the packaging. I always love burning this candle at the beginning of fall, late summer, because the banana makes it feel like it's still appropriate for summer and it's not super fall and cold weather, but it's definitely got all of these spicy spice cake notes that make it feel like we're transitioning into the fall time. The notes are sweet banana, golden nutmeg, and cinnamon sugar muffin. And yes, it just smells like you're baking banana nut muffins. I love that walnut note. I love nutty notes in fragrances and in candles. It is just so good. This one is warm and delicious. And I actually don't feel like the banana note is too like candy artificial. It smells like an authentic banana baked good. So love that one. I've loved this the last few years, so got through that one. Another one that I finished off at the beginning of the month was Sweet Kettle Corn. So I bought this last year. I think I actually got it during SAS, and at that time I wasn't looking to burn it until this year in the fall because I felt like it would be perfect for this time of year. The notes are freshly popped kettle corn, creamy caramel, and it is sprinkled with sugar and sea salt. This is one of those candles that to me just feels like early fall. When I think of a popcorn scent, I really do think of September. I don't know why. I love popcorn year-round, but something about this just reminds me of like a harvest festival and cozying up and watching movies in the fall. It's so good. Those sweet, salty notes combine so well. You get this delicious sort of caramel note that comes from the actual kettle corn, but just the right amount of saltiness to balance it out so it's not sickening sweet, it's not too buttery, it's right in the middle. It smells like a really good, authentic batch of kettle corn. So this was another really good one. Now, one that I finished off, and I had just had a little bit of this left to go, it's my Pumpkin Bonfire from last year. I debated getting this again this year because I love this scent. It is so good. But I figured I had enough fall candles to burn through. I try really hard not to overbuy because I've done that before and then my collection gets big and I just feel like it's wasteful to have so many candles and not actually burn them. So I told myself I'll just burn through what was left, and I had about like the last third to quarter of the candle. And the notes on here are white pumpkin, a bundle of clove buds, and glowing embers. This one is so good, and this would actually be really good in late October or November when it's getting cold outside because that smoky, woodsy note, just it's so evocative of being at a bonfire when it's cold outside. You get the perfect amount of spice. It's almost like Marshmallow Fireside, but with a spicy pumpkin note in there as well that makes it even more appropriate for Halloween and fall. It's a really good scent. If you like smoky sweet scents, try this one out. It's not as sweet as Marshmallow Fireside. It doesn't have that gooey marshmallow note. Instead, it's got the pumpkin and those spices, and it's delicious. And now I'm wanting to buy another one for this year, but I'm gonna try to make myself hold off because I know the Christmas candles are coming. Speaking of Marshmallow Fireside, I finished off one of those. So the notes are toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, and fire roasted vanilla. This one is so good too. It is such a classic for a good reason. So like I said, it also has that smoky note, but it's got this fluffy, sweet, gooey marshmallow note. And it really does smell like you are roasting a marshmallow. You're about to make s'mores, and it just smells so good. And it has this feeling of like cold air, and you're sitting by a fire, you've got your delicious treats. I love burning this around Christmas time or in January, even when it's just cold outside, and I find it just so comforting, and it's warm and delicious. It's a classic. Everyone knows about this candle. Everyone loves this candle, but if you have not tried it, you should. It's one of their best candles, and it gets forgotten about because it's come out for so long. It's not like new and exciting and all of that, but it is still just so good. All right, then I got through Pumpkin Spice Latte. So this is one that I had from a couple years ago. The notes are fresh espresso, pumpkin pie spice, whipped cream, sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. And this one is really, really, really heavy on the coffee note itself. There's not a whole lot of sweetness. There's not a whole lot of spice. I don't really get a lot of pumpkin. What I get is espresso. It smells like I've opened a can or a bag of coffee or coffee beans. And that's mainly what I get from this. I don't get a whole lot of anything else. I've said this before, coffee scents are not my favorite. I do like them. I don't dislike them, but I never gravitate towards them and really look forward to lighting them and get excited when the whole house smells like it. It's more of just like it's pleasant, but I don't find them that exciting. So I have not repurchased a coffee scent in a while. I did get actually Paris Cafe and cinnamon sugar, cinnamon sugar donut, or was it cinnamon spice vanilla? I don't remember what it was, but I got the one that came out over the summer when they had the combo candles and they had Paris Cafe and like a cinnamon sugar bakery scent, and I did buy that one. But besides that, I haven't been buying a lot of coffee scents because I've noticed they're not my favorite. But if you like coffee scents, this was a good one. All right, then I got through a sugared snickerdoodle. The notes on here are warm spices, creamy vanilla, and sugared musk. So this comes out every year at Christmas time. I bought backups because I love this candle and I wanted to be able to have it throughout the year if I wanted. It really is just this delicious, buttery, gooey sugar cookie, and then it's got some spices, some cinnamon, some nutmeg. It smells exactly like what the notes say. And to me, it doesn't take on that sort of burnt quality that a lot of their cookie scents get about halfway through, where they start to smell burnt and like yucky. This one doesn't do it. It still smells good all the way to the bottom, and it has a great throw. I love sugared snickerdoodle. I feel like it's one of their best gourmand cookie scents, and it does feel like Christmas time to me because it always comes out at Christmas time, and so that's when I always burn it, and I just have that association. But I feel like if you don't have the association, this can work all throughout the year because it really does just smell like a really good, delicious cookie. And then I finished up Summer Boardwalk. I'm really proud of myself because I've been hanging on to this for a few years, and I'm glad that I finally actually used it up. This is salted caramel popcorn. The notes are caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apples, and salty sweet cream. This candle is really interesting. So I said in my project Use It Up that I like sweet kettle corn better than this one. Towards the end of this candle, something about it, I just fell in love. I don't know what it is because generally this candle sometimes can be a bit much for me because you do get the salty sweet kettle corn, but you also get this little bit of like apple note, like a caramel apple, and sometimes that apple is a bit much for me, but something about, maybe it just really felt right with this time of year. But when I got to the bottom half of this, that caramel apple smell just filling up my house with a little bit of salty sweetness was just intoxicating and delicious. So I actually did really fall in love with this candle at the end. I don't know what it is, but I can say it smelled good until the very last burn. It had a great throw too. So if it is this good every year, I will definitely be picking this up again next year because I really enjoyed it. Okay, then I burned Pumpkin Cupcake. Pumpkin Cupcake is just so sweet and pleasant. It's a very light scent. It's not cloying for me, but it is definitely a bakery sweet scent. The notes are whipped buttercream, Madagascar vanilla, pumpkin spice, and freshly baked cupcake. And you do get a lot of this like spice cake note with a little bit of a buttercream frosting, a sprinkle of like those cinnamon sugar spices. It's just comforting and warm, honestly. I actually did bake pumpkin cupcakes last week, and when I was eating it, I was just thinking to myself that it really does taste the way this candle smells. Like you just get this like spice cake, but that sugary sweet frosting too. So it actually is pretty true to the name, and I always really enjoy this candle. It's another one that I get year after year. A lot of these candles are, and I hope it doesn't get repetitive, but that's kind of what I love about Bath & Body Works. There's the fun, new, exciting scents, but then you have those nostalgic scents that you can look forward to burning each year, and it kind of becomes associated with that holiday or that time of year, kind of like when you have your home decor that you bring out every year for Christmas or for Halloween, and when it comes out, you get really excited because you have all these memories tied to it. I feel like that's kind of how the classic Bath & Body Works scents are. Like they really do put me in the mood for that season. And this is one of those. It's just a light, sweet, simple scent, and I really like it. And then my beloved pumpkin cinnamon bun. I love this candle. I have another one that I'm burning this month in this year's packaging. This was last year's packaging. So the notes are warm cinnamon roll, pumpkin spice, vanilla frosting. It's amazing. It smells like a delicious, gooey, warm cinnamon roll with cream cheese frosting. And if you like that, you just can't go wrong with this candle. It fills up the whole house, smells good the whole way through. It's a great bakery candle. It's probably within like my top 2 fall bakery candles. It is so good. I don't want to like overhype or talk about it too much, but this is one of my favorite candles. Like pumpkin cinnamon bun, if you like cinnamon rolls and you like gourmand scents, this is a great one. All right, so let's talk about the 2 that I did not burn all the way through. So this one I've had for years. This is just plain vanilla bean in the White Barn packaging. The notes are Madagascar vanilla bean, homemade marshmallow, and fresh steamed milk. It smells nice enough on cold, but this candle, I don't know if it was just this candle, it had no throw whatsoever. I could never smell this candle when I burned it, hence why I didn't burn it very often. I should have taken it back to the store, honestly, but I got it years ago, and now their policy, I wouldn't get anything from a candle from years ago. But then recently I did try to burn it again, and something happened, and look how bad the sooting was. I don't know if it's because the candle's old. I don't know if it was just something went wrong on that burn, but I'm not going to burn the rest of this candle because there's no point. I can't smell anything. I don't want that much soot floating around my house, getting in my lungs. So I'm not going to burn this candle. But yeah, I mean, I would maybe try it again, but it's also just one of those, it's kind of boring to me. Like I have enough vanilla bean sort of marshmallow scents that I don't really need another plain vanilla bean. It just, I have enough other candles that I actually want to burn. So I don't know about that one. And then Hometown Sugar Cookies. Y'all, I could not get through this candle. I talked about it during the Project Pan where I had already started this, and then I said, I don't know if I'm going to burn it anymore. I can't do it. It makes me sick. It really does. It just sort of turns my stomach. It doesn't smell good burning. It has a sour milk note, and it also smells like a burnt cookie at the same time, and smells like plasticky, waxy. It smelled really good on cold. Raved about it when I first got it. I was really excited to try it. It's not a good performer at all. The notes were warm sugar cookies, ground cinnamon, and fresh nutmeg sprinkled with sugar. I'm not going to open this up and smell it right now because I don't want to feel nauseous. Because even on cold right now, after burning it a few times, the wax has that like burnt plasticky smell. So that was not a good one for me. Will not be finishing it. All right, now let's talk about soaps and body care. There's not a whole lot, but I did get through a Carnival kettle corn. Like I said, popcorn scents remind me of this time of year, so wanted to use this during the month of September. The notes are Funfair popcorn, golden vanilla, and toffee drizzle. And when I first got this and I smelled it, I was thinking that kettle corn, like the sweetness, is what saved it from being too much of just a straight up popcorn scent to have as a hand soap. But to be completely honest, you guys, when I use this every time, it just smells like buttery popcorn. I didn't get a whole lot of the sweetness, but honestly, I'm a big popcorn fan and I loved it. Now, if it was like body care that the scent lingers and stays on you, I probably wouldn't want that. Like, I don't want to smell like popcorn all day. But just when you're washing your hands, like for me, I liked it. But I could see people feeling like it's not like a clean scent. When you think of like a salty buttery, that doesn't make you feel like your hands are necessarily super clean. But for me, it's a really good scent. It's buttery and delicious. I love popcorn. Very much a novelty sort of scent, but I am glad I used it because I enjoyed it. Then I used up rainbow cereal. Y'all, if they put this in body care, that would be so fun. It smells like Fruit Loops. It really does, or Fruity Pebbles, or just any sort of like cereal. The notes are fruity cereal crunch and a splash of milk. Yeah, that is, every time I talk about this, all I can say is it literally smells like Fruit Loops. It doesn't even smell like the soap version of Fruit Loops. It smells exactly how when you open up the bag of Fruit Loops, it smells exactly like that. It has that like little bit of powderiness in there too. Like if you put this in front of me and my eyes were closed, I would think I was smelling Fruit Loops, but yes, if you like that scent, you will like this. Okay, and then I used up Pumpkin Cupcake. This was from a few years back, but I just had it sitting around in my soap collection, so I was like, I'm gonna use this up. The notes are baked pumpkin, whipped vanilla frosting, and golden honey, which is interesting that it says that honey note because it doesn't have that in the candle notes. But this smells a lot like the Pumpkin Cupcake Body Care and the candle, pretty much spot on actually. So I'm not gonna go over it again and again, but yes, it does have that light, fluffy cake sort of pumpkin spice note. You get that sweetness from the frosting notes. Now that I know there's honey in there, I still can't really pick up on the honey, but I guess that's part of the sweetness. But yeah, this was a good one. Used up the rest of that. Then the only shower gel I finished up was in the Stars. This is one of my favorite Bath & Body Works scents, and it's definitely my favorite of their signature scents. The notes are starflower, sandalwood musk, sugared tangelo, white agarwood, and radiant amber. It's really complex. It smells like a high-end perfume. It's so good. I do think of this more as a spring-summer scent just because it's got those floral notes. It's got some fruity notes. It's got a lot of woodiness. There's a lot of amber. To me, I really smell the woodsiness and the amber the most in this. But if you don't know, this is often compared to like Ariana Grande's Cloud or Baccarat Rouge. It's got that kind of feel to it, but it's a little bit sweeter. To me, it's just such a good scent. I use this one a lot in the shower gel when I'm using like a lotion or a spray that day that I don't have a matching shower gel. And so I just want something that's like neutral. I always use this because I just feel like, I don't know, something about using it in the shower feels very luxurious. So I used up that one. I do have a moisturizing body wash in that scent that I'll start next. But then the very last thing I used up is Joy Sugar Snickerdoodle, and I cut this one. So I've gotten a couple comments saying I need to open these, cut these, and then use the product that's left. So I did that, and there was a good like 1 to 2 more uses inside, you can see. So if you really want to get the most out of your body creams, you can definitely do that. It's super easy, and then you can wash this out and then you can recycle it. So thank y'all for giving me that tip because I'm really going to start doing that. It's better for the environment and you do get the most bang for your buck that way, and you use your product up. So use this one up. The notes are Snickerdoodle Spice, Creamy Vanilla, and Sugared Musk. I really like this scent. I thought I would use it a lot more throughout the year. So last Christmas time I bought a ton of it. And I did use it throughout the year, but I do feel like in the summer I let up a little bit because it is a little bit heavy and like syrupy thick for that time of year. But it's got this delicious bakery base. It's got a butteriness to it. It almost smells almondy to me. I don't know if I've said that before, but I've been noticing it lately that it has this sort of like almond type note to it. But yeah, you get some of the spices as well. It's a delicious bakery scent. In the fragrance mist, it smells different too. It's like warmer and almost smells like a pretzel shop to me, not in the cream. In the cream, it has this like cooler, almost cookie dough scent to it. But used up one of those. And that is it for this empties. I hope y'all enjoyed. I love filming these. It is a great feeling to know that I am actually using up the things I buy and I'm not just building a giant collection that I'm not really using. And that is a goal of mine, that when I buy products, I do actually want to get the use out of them. And if I don't, I want to find someone who will before they expire and go bad, because I really don't like wasting products. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.